Street Fighter 4 for the Xbox 360, PS3, and of course the arcade is the long-awaited sequel for since Street Fighter 3: The Third Strike. Now, this is probably the most user-friendly Street Fighter ever created. Any noob can pick up this game and with enough practice will feel right at home fighting anybody who's been playing Street Fighter for years. That's not to say you're going to be winning. I'm just saying that you'll be able to hold your own at least, hopefully. The graphics in this game are totally astounding. They all animate extremely well too, and all the characters look like they have enough personality to make this really a long-lasting game. Um, the audio is all really fun. The music is really quirky, and you'll probably be singing along whether you're listening to it in English or in Japanese. Um, all the voices as well are either in English or in Japanese, and they all sound really good. There's not too many voices in here that you're just gonna that are laughably bad like they were back then. I mean, they're all still pretty funny, but not to the point to where you're gonna want to mute them, I don't think. Um, the gameplay in this game is some of the best Street Fighter, bar none. They threw in a couple new attacks, like the Ultra move that fills up as you take damage, and as you can see, can unleash total hell and change the tide of a battle drastically. They also threw in the EX moves, which, as your super gauge builds up, you can use little bits and pieces of it to fill up and do a more devastating version of any of your special attacks, such as Ryu. If you throw a EX Hadouken, it'll be a fireball that will hit 3 times, and sometimes I believe it can even break a guard if they're taking enough damage. They still have a standard super move. If you build up your super gauge, you can do it just like you would a ultra move, pretty much. And the next new attack that they threw into the mix was the focus attack, and the focus attack allows you to throw one gigantic haymaker at your opponent, and while you're in the animation of doing it, you're capable of absorbing one hit. One hit, nothing else. If you take another one, you'll be stunned for a very, very short period of time. Just enough for them to probably throw a special move at you. Um, and as with everything in Street Fighter, it's all a big risk and reward system. If you're fighting somebody who likes to block a lot and you mess up and you're left there up in the air, you could bet your ass once you come down, you're probably just going to get beat or thrown. And as I said, there's a ton of depth with this Street Fighter, and is perhaps the most deep Street Fighter there is. Mind you, they took out a lot of the stuff that the pros have been using for years now, such as air blocking. Uh, but they took out a lot of stuff for it to be a more accessible game for the masses. And I think that's one of the things that kept Street Fighter 2 to be such a phenomenon that it was. And that's this is a better game than Street Fighter 3 in my opinion. I mean, that's very debatable, but in my opinion, Street Fighter 4 is a lot better than both 2 and 3. Um, they did bring back a lot of the characters from Street Fighter 2, a lot of the fan favorites that everybody was missing in Street Fighter 3. They brought back, I think, 5 new characters that they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I just don't see anybody really showing off anything impressive out of them for quite some time. Um, they did bring back a lot of your secret characters. Of course, Akuma's back, and thank God he's not quite the beast he used to be. I'll say that. Um, and I think everybody has a character that they will find that fits their style of play and fits their personality, and that's the beauty of Street Fighter. You pick a character, you pick, if you want to get good with this character, you can get good with that character. There's no real weak characters in this game, other than maybe Dan. But Dan's a fan favorite, so that's besides the point. I personally picked up this game on the PS3 because I've been using that controller for years. Uh, I would think if you got it on the Xbox 360, you might need to get a fight pad of some sort because I I don't see anybody being able to perfect playing that game with that controller's terrible D-pad. Um, Also, another thing I really kind of was disappointed that they didn't throw into this game, but I can't really complain too much. Was I really wanted DJ from Street Fighter 2 in it. DJ was such a great character, and DJ's a fan favorite on Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, and not putting him in here, I think, was a big bad decision. Um, Other than that, that's really the only bad thing I could say about Street Fighter 4. It's one of the most accessible fighters of all time, and I think if you've ever been hesitant of picking up and trying to play a Street Fighter game, this is the game that'll perhaps get you into Street Fighter. I'm going to go ahead and give Street Fighter 4 a perfect 10 out of 10. As I said, there's nothing bad about this game, and it's perhaps the ultimate 2D fighter of all time. If only it had DJ. Anyways, that's all I got for now, guys. Take it easy. Hope you enjoyed this review. Tiger!